Hello friends. In last lecture we have seen range and also we have seen average deviation. Now in this lecture we are going to study or we are going to learn how to calculate quartile deviation. Okay. Now first understand what is quartile deviation. Like suppose someone has given you something or some data. When you got some data, we have to divide suppose in the four quarters. Okay, in the four quarters, so equally. So then, for example, this is the data. This is the whole data we have. We can see in this figure. This is the whole data you have got, and you are dividing it in four equal parts or four quarters. So this the dividing points here we can call is that we can call it as quartiles. Okay, and we can name it as q1, q2 and q3. Okay, now this is the way we can divide the data into four quarters. Okay, now we have to learn how to calculate qd. Now see how to calculate qd. There is a formula to calculate qd. You can see here formula for calculating qd is equal to q3 minus q1 divided by 2. Now this is the formula to calculate qd. So if you want the value of qd, we need to know the value of q3 and we need to know the value of q1. Now how to get value of this and this? So there is a formula given here. Now this q1 is this L plus n upon 4 minus cumulative frequency upon fqi. This is the formula calculating q1. And q3 again L is the lower limit of the class interval, of course. Then 3n upon 4 minus cumulative frequency upon fq and I is the distance between class interval. Okay, and this L is the lower limit of the class interval. Okay, now that we have seen also in while calculating median, we have seen this. Okay, now this is the formula. Now for example, now we have got this data. Now we have to calculate qd, and to calculate qd we should know first the value of q1 and q3, then only we can get the value of qd. Okay, so now this is the example. See, this is the example. You have got only this two columns, ci class interval and f. Now we want to know the value of n upon 2 and 3n upon 4 and n upon 4. We need to value of cumulative frequency fq, cumulative frequency fq. Okay, now this we have to calculate. We are only getting class interval and frequency tables. Now see how to do this. Okay, now see here. Okay, now first we are going to calculate q1. So q1's formula was L plus n upon 4 minus cumulative frequency divided by fq and here I. Now to get value of fq and to get value of what we can say cumulative frequency and L, we first need to calculate n upon 4. So n upon 4 is your n. It is given there in the table. You can see n is 60. Okay, n is 60. Now n is 16 upon 4 karna hai. We have to do upon 4. So 60 upon 4 is answer is coming 15. Okay, now we got the value 15. Now our work start on table to get the cumulative frequency and fq and other things. Now let's come on the table. Now we are calculating q1. We got n upon 4 value 15. Okay, now from down just add the values in frequency table till the 15th value of 15 get completed. Now here 5 plus 5 is 10, and when I adding 8 it's becoming 18. So here our value of 15 getting completed. Alright, so that number we can consider, that is 8. It is our fq, and below fq the two numbers or whatever numbers are there, just add those two numbers. It is 5 and 5 10. It is our cumulative frequency. Alright, now here that I, small I, it is length or distance between the class interval. Here we can see that 50 to 54 is I is 5. Now in the class interval, in FQ rows, that the the class interval is 60 to 64, so lower limit of this class interval will be 59.5. Okay, yeah, so 59.5 will be the L also. Now these all we have got. We have got cumulative frequency, we have got FQ, we have got L, we have got I. Now we can put those all value into the uh, formula. So 59.5 plus we have got this n upon 415, plus we have got cumulative frequency 10, plus we have got FQ 8, and into our I is, that is distance between class interval is 5. Now just do this. 15 minus 10, it is coming 5, divided by 8 into 5. If you are doing this, 5 divided by 8, this value coming 0.625 into 5. Then you are going doing 625 into 0.625 into 5, we are getting this value 3.125 plus 59.5 अगर करते हैं तो you are getting Q1 value 62.625. It is so simple. Now let's move on to calculate Q3. Now here the formula is L into bracket 3n upon 4 minus cumulative frequency divided by FQI. Now here again to calculate FQ and cumulative frequency and I and other thing is L, we need to do first 3n upon 4. So 3 our n is 60, but we have to multiply by 3, so 3n upon 4. So 3 into 60 upon 4 अगर हम करते हैं तो when you solve this sums you get 45. All right, 45 अगर आता है तो then we have to move to the table again. So we from down we have to add the values till the number of 45 get completed. So you add this 5, 5, 10, 8, 8, 16, and here at this point 45 value gets completed. So our FQ is 10, and below FQ if you calculate all this, if you add all these numbers, it comes to 35. So cumulative frequency is 35, and then here 75 is there, so 74.5 will be the L, lower limit of the class interval, and distance of course 5. Now move to the formula and put all the values. So here 74.5 plus 45 we have calculated here, right, minus our cumulative frequency 35 and our FQ is 10 into 5. Now here if you minus this 35, 45, it's come 10, 10 divided by 10 into 5, it's come if you solve this sums, it comes 10 divided by 10 is 0, and into 5 it's come 5, so 74.5 plus 5, so Q3 coming 79.5. It's so simple. Now we got value of Q3, we got value of Q1. Okay, now let's move to the formula of QD. QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. Now the value of Q3 is 79.5 minus value of Q1 is 62.625 divided by 2. This, if you minus this value coming divided by 2 and 16.875 को अगर 2 से divide करते हैं तो we are getting value of QD, that is 8.437. Okay, it is so simple. And okay, now here we are completed the quartile deviation. Okay, and in next class now we'll study how to calculate standard deviation. Okay, thank you so much.